In the summer of 1937, the quaint coastal town of Ravensmere was a haven of tranquility, nestled between rugged cliffs and the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. The townsfolk lived by the rhythm of the tides, their lives entwined with the sea that provided both sustenance and stories. Children played along the sandy shores, fishermen mended their nets by the docks, and elders spun tales of maritime legends under the glow of gas lamps. One crisp morning, as the sun painted the horizon with hues of gold and rose, the fishing vessel the Morning Tide set out to sea. Captain Thomas Gray, a seasoned mariner, with eyes as sharp as a gull's, steered the ship alongside his crew. The waters were calm and the promise of a bountiful catch seemed imminent. As they ventured farther from the shore, a dense mist began to envelop the sea, a phenomenon not uncommon, but unsettling nonetheless. Visibility dwindled, and an eerie silence descended, broken only by the lapping of waves against the hull. Suddenly, the mist parted, revealing an astonishing sight: 3 colossal ships, emerging as if conjured by the sea itself. Painted a somber grey and devoid of any flags or emblems, the vessels moved in unison. Their decks were lined with ominous, cannon-like structures, and yet there was no sound, no rumble of engines, no creak of wood or metal. Captain Gray and his crew stood in silent awe, a mixture of fear and curiosity gripping them. The ships glided past, indifferent to the small fishing boat in their path. As quickly as they had appeared, they vanished into the mist, leaving the Morning Tide bobbing in their wake. Upon their return to Ravensmere, the crew's account spread like wildfire. The townsfolk, hungry for diversion, gathered at the local tavern to hear the tale firsthand. Skepticism mingled with intrigue, and soon the story attracted the attention of the local authorities. The Coast Guard, led by Lieutenant James Harper, launched an investigation. Harper was a pragmatic man, not one to indulge in fanciful stories. Accompanied by a team of sailors and equipped with binoculars and signaling devices, they scoured the reported area but found nothing: no ships, no tracks, no evidence of any maritime activity beyond the ordinary. Undeterred, Harper expanded the search, coordinating with nearby ports and international shipping lanes. Still, the elusive convoy remained a phantom, existing only in the tales of the Morning Tide's crew. Meanwhile, the town of Ravensmere became a hub of excitement. Journalists arrived, their headlines blaring sensational phrases like "Ghost Ships of the Atlantic" and "Mystery Fleet Haunts English Coasts." Tourists flocked to the cliffs, telescopes in hand, hoping to catch a glimpse of the enigmatic vessels. Among the visitors was Eleanor Thompson, a spirited young reporter from London with a penchant for uncovering the truth. She sought out Captain Gray, interviewing him extensively and poring over nautical charts and shipping records. Eleanor sensed there was more to the story, a hidden layer beneath the surface of superstition and fear. One evening, as she sat in the dimly lit library of the Ravensmere Historical Society, Eleanor stumbled upon references to an old naval operation during the First World War. An experimental fleet designed for stealth and silent movement. The project, codenamed Operation Silent Tide, was abruptly terminated, and all records were sealed. Intrigued by this discovery, Eleanor reached out to her contacts in the Admiralty. Most dismissed her inquiries, but an anonymous letter arrived at her lodgings a few days later. It contained fragments of documents and a cryptic message: "Some secrets are guarded by more than time." Determined to join the impressive episode of Man with a Golden Gun, Eleanor persuaded Lieutenant Harper to join her in a renewed investigation. Together, they interviewed old sailors, combed through declassified archives, and even consulted with Professor Alistair Bennett, an expert in maritime law and unexplained phenomena. Professor Bennett shared legends of ghost fleets and ships lost in time, suggesting that the convoy might be trapped in a temporal anomaly, a rift where past and present collide. While Harper scoffed at such notions, Eleanor couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of a significant discovery. Their quest took a dramatic turn when a coded message was intercepted by the Coast Guard. The message, transmitted on a long-defunct frequency, contained coordinates matching the location where the morning tide had encountered the ships. The code was outdated, used by the Navy decades prior. Convinced that something extraordinary was unfolding, Harper authorized a reconnaissance mission. Accompanied by Eleanor, Professor Bennett, and a crew of skilled sailors, they set sail aboard the Endeavour, a vessel equipped with the latest technology. As they approached the coordinates, a storm began to brew, dark clouds gathered, and the sea churned with an almost sentient restlessness. Undeterred, the Endeavour pressed on. Instruments malfunctioned, compasses spun wildly, and radios emitted only a static, interspersed with faint whispers. Suddenly, the storm broke, and the sea became unnaturally calm. Ahead, the three ships materialized just as described, silent, massive, and foreboding. Harper ordered the engines cut, and the crew watched in silent awe. Eleanor raised her camera, capturing images that would later baffle experts. Professor Bennett muttered under his breath, his eyes wide with both fear and fascination. Without warning, a beam of light emanated from the lead ship, scanning over the Endeavour. The crew shielded their eyes as the light intensified. Then, as abruptly as it had appeared, the light vanished, and the ships began to fade, dissolving into the air like mist. The Endeavour rocked violently, as if caught in a whirlpool. Alarms blared and the crew scrambled to regain control. Amid the chaos, Eleanor noticed a small object on the deck, a metallic cylinder inscribed with unfamiliar symbols. Back on shore, the object was examined by experts. The symbols were a blend of ancient scripts and unknown language. Inside the cylinder was a parchment containing schematics of advanced technology and a map highlighting specific points across the globe, all places associated with mysterious disappearances and unexplained phenomena. News of the encounter spread, but official channels quickly moved to suppress the information. Eleanor's photographs were confiscated, and the crew of the Endeavour was sworn to secrecy under the Official Secrets Act. Disillusioned but not defeated, Eleanor confided in Professor Bennett. Together they theorized that the convoy was part of an otherworldly intervention, perhaps visitors from another dimension or time travelers attempting to alter the course of history. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Harper was reassigned, his inquiries into the matter stonewalled by higher authorities. Frustrated, he began his own covert investigation, uncovering evidence of a secret government organization dedicated to monitoring and controlling paranormal activities. As months passed, strange occurrences plagued Ravensmere. People reported lost time, strange lights in the sky, and encounters with shadowy figures. The town's atmosphere shifted from idyllic to oppressive, as if an unseen force loomed over it. Eleanor and Harper joined forces once more, determined to expose the truth. They discovered that the map from the cylinder pointed to a convergence point beneath Ravensmere, a network of underground caverns linked to ancient ley lines. Venturing into the depths, they navigated labyrinthine tunnels adorned with the same symbols found on the cylinder. At the heart of the caverns, they found a massive chamber housing an otherworldly machine pulsating with energy. Before they could investigate further, agents clad in black intercepted them. Led by the enigmatic Mr. Sterling, the agents revealed that they were part of an organization known as the Aegis, tasked with protecting humanity from existential threats. Mr. Sterling explained that the convoy was a remnant of a failed experiment to harness temporal energy, an endeavor that had unintended consequences, creating rifts in time and space. The organization had been containing these anomalies, ensuring that the fabric of reality remained intact. Eleanor and Harper were given a choice: join the Aegis and aid in their mission, or forget everything they had learned. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, they agreed to help. Under the Aegis's guidance, Eleanor and Harper delved deeper into the mysteries of the convoy and the temporal rift. They learned that the ships were caught in a loop, forever repeating a moment from the past due to the failed experiment. The organization's goal was to find a way to release them and seal the rift. Working tirelessly, they devised a plan to use the machine in the caverns to generate a counter-frequency that could disrupt the loop. On the night of the next convergence, when the ships were predicted to appear, they assembled a team to execute the plan. As the hour approached, the sea grew restless and the sky shimmered with unnatural colors. The convoy emerged, more vivid and imposing than ever before. Activating the machine, they directed the energy towards the ships. The air crackled with power, and a portal began to form above the sea. The ships were drawn towards it, their forms stretching and distorting. Just as the last vessel was about to pass through, a surge of energy blasted from the portal, knocking everyone back. When the dust settled, the ships were gone, and the portal had closed. The rift was sealed, and the temporal anomaly corrected. In the wake of the event, Ravensmere slowly returned to normal. The strange occurrences ceased, and the town's natural charm was restored. Eleanor and Harper, now agents of the Aegis, continued their work, traveling the world to investigate and resolve other anomalies. Professor Bennett chose to remain in Ravensmere, chronicling the events in a journal that he safeguarded for future generations. Though the official records remained classified, whispers of the vanishing convoy became part of the town's folklore, a story told by elders to wide-eyed children on starry nights. Eleanor published a novel inspired by her experiences, weaving fiction and reality into a tale that captivated readers worldwide. While many dismissed it as imaginative storytelling, those who knew the truth recognized the hidden messages within. Years later, as technology advanced and the world grew smaller, sightings of unexplained phenomena persisted. Satellites captured fleeting images of ghostly ships, and deep-sea explorers reported anomalies in the ocean's depths. Eleanor and Harper, seasoned and wise, led a new generation of agents in the Aegis. Their mission continued, guarding the thin veil between reality and the unknown. One evening, atop the cliffs of Ravensmere, Eleanor gazed out at the horizon. The wind whispered secrets, and the waves carried echoes of distant voices. She knew that mysteries remained, some to be solved, others to be embraced as part of the wondrous tapestry of existence. The enigma of the vanishing convoy had been but one chapter in an endless story, a reminder that the world is vast and filled with marvels beyond comprehension. And as long as there were those willing to seek the truth, the legacy of Ravensmere would endure, inspiring all and igniting the imagination of all who dared to dream.